Hey, yo, everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and going to do a quick video, although kind of old news, but still a hot topic, and we're going to talk a little bit about the whole Michael Keaton returning to DC Films, or the possibility of him returning to DC Films, as well as a contingency plan that DC possibly has in place, or Warner Brothers possibly has in place, in regards to this new Flash movie, which seems like just like the Flash being a speedster, we keep on chasing this movie. I'm sure we'll eventually catch up to it, but I feel like it keeps on running away from us. But we got some interesting rumors or details coming out about that. I wanted to post this video before I posted my next long form video, which is going to be my Is Batman the Greatest Fighter in DC Universe, which is going to be a nice 40-minute, almost 40-minute video. I have all the editing done with that. I just have a few last things I wanted to tweak before I put it out. You can probably hear my cat in the background. I'm also going to try to start utilizing this format of videos more often than not, and that is going to be, you know, on a mic with a picture here. It's a little quicker and easier, especially for quick news videos like this. That's not to say I'm abandoning my face-to-face so that you guys can see my ugly mug, but you know, I do want to tweak around and try different things, and ultimately I want to improve this channel little bits in here and there. So we got the new mic. I'm going to try to get a new laptop or computer, and I'm going to invest in a new camera. However, some of you guys may know, having children makes that difficult. Another reason why I haven't done, why I'm not doing this as face-to-face, is because I'm finally starting to return to rearranging my room. I'm taking all my figures out of storage and putting them back up in anticipation of the new Mafex Batman Hush figure. So as you can see here, I'm just going to post up a couple of videos, or what, not videos, but pictures. I'm starting to put all my Batman figures up, arrange. You know, you got your video games, your movies, your comics. If you remember from my previous videos, I have really been having the Power Rangers in the background, but I'm putting all the Batman back. So there's Catwoman, there's Nightwing and Red Hood. I really like the two new Red Hood figures I got. There's Red Robin, Batgirl. Underneath them is all the other Batman family members. And then I threw all my Power Rangers back in another section. I have two red Gold Ranger sections for Jason, top section and bottom section. I love them Lightning collections, and although I have tons of Rangers from the past, anything that's not Jason, I've just been displaying the Lightning collection. So finally got that Blue Ranger, and I got two of them, one for box, one to keep. I love that Billy, and finally got Wesson there too. Really love that Wesson, really love that Jack figure. No, we're not here to talk about figures. Let's talk a little bit about the news that is coming out, or at least the rumors. And at the time of me making this video, not 100% confirmed, but basically Warner Brothers is trying to get Michael Keaton to come back as 1989 Batman. Obviously an older Batman, more grizzled, not quite Batman Beyond, right? They want him to wear a suit, but he's supposed to show up in the Flashpoint film and be kind of a little bit of a guide to Barry. The other rumor there is they want Michael Keaton to have kind of a Nick Fury deal, in which he will hop from a movie to movie and kind of play a mentor role to the newer DC superheroes, for, you know, lack of a better term. Honestly, I think this is fantastic. I'm going to actually do a video maybe in the next week or two where I'm going to rank my favorite Batman in live action from the ones that I've seen, which is almost all of them. And Michael Keaton was a fantastic Batman. His Bruce Wayne, you know, could use a lot of work, but he really embodied that Batman of the era, you know, the Bronze Age to the modern Batman. Very Dark Knight detective, very Dennis O'Neil, Neil Adams kind of feel to him. He did a good job of embodying that, and it would be great to have Batman come back, especially seeing that Keaton's been around. He's jumped ship to Marvel, you know, and Disney, and then jumping ship back to Warner Brothers in DC would be great. The thing is I would want to see him in the suit, even if it's a, you know, modified 89 suit, but it would be really cool. And I think this would be a great way to bring people in. You know, Warner Brothers needs to use their multiverse, and really that's one of the strengths that it could have over Disney. Not to say Disney can't use the multiverse. I know they're using that with Doctor Strange, but DC could really capitalize off this. So the other rumor we have is if Warner Brothers can't get Michael Keaton, they are going to try to get Christian Bale back, which is really interesting. I was talking to one of my good friends about how I would have done the DC cinematic universe, and I would have just gone, it would have to change the Nolan films. And the great thing about the Nolan films is that they're their own self-contained Batman story. They're a three-piece story. They had a beginning, a middle, and end, which is fantastic. But if I was to try to capitalize off of a larger cinematic world, I would have had Bale been the Batman. Bale is 46, I think, right now. I believe 46, mid-40s. So he would have been the right age going into the role. You could have had Batman v Superman with Bale, and you really could have told an interesting story with him as Batman. Now, that's not to say I don't like Batfleck. I think Ben Affleck did a really good job with Batman to a degree, minus, the killing. And again, that will, when I have that discussion of live-action Batman, that'd be different. But, it just, if I had to pick between Bale or Keaton, as much as I would love to see Bale come back, because I think his 3 movies are quintessentially the best superhero films, next to the Reeves Superman, first 2 Superman film, it's been too soon, right? You can kind of understand Keaton coming back as a very grizzled old mentor figure to Barry, because I think Keaton is 60, oh god, he's in his 60s, where again, Bale is only in his 40s. I'm going to look it up right now, Michael Keaton. But, Bale is still pretty young, all things considered. And I really think that we also had him not too long ago. It was 2013 was the last film. Yeah, Keaton is 68. So he can definitely play the older Batman. Where 46 is, even in comic book terms, the modern age Batman in the comics is somewhere between 35 and 45. We don't have a definite age, but 45 isn't far off from 46. In theory, if he was, Batman, he could still be in a prime of his life kind of condition. Although, Bale's Batman was kind of falling apart towards the end, and he was a little bit more realistic in that end. But, I'm rambling on and on. If I had to pick between the two, I would take Keaton, because I would love to see him come home. And it's a shame he never got to make his 3rd film. It's a shame that we never got a conclusion to his character that was more satisfying than what we got from Return. But it would really be cool to see really the big poppy of live action films come back, because you could say that the birth of the true live action films with Christopher Reeves Superman, but that had a bit of campiness, a bit of whimsicalness. Batman 89 is the first time that I think people started taking not DC films, but comic book films a little bit more seriously I don't want to say darker, but yeah, well, let's use darker medium. And to see him, who kind of helped pave the way with Christopher Reeves, come back and be that grandfather to the Batman films and to the DC universe, that would be fantastic. But having Christian Bale would be back, and as you can see, I'm putting a picture up of his Batman Begins costume. That's because I love that costume more than the Dark Knight one, but it would be great to have Bale come back too. Either or, I think it's a win-win. This Flash film seems to be turning into quite an interesting film, to say the least. So we'll have to see what happens. These are all rumors, hearsay, right? But I'm hopefully, I'm cautiously optimistic about it. That's the big thing, cautiously. So I guess to wrap things up, I really want to know what you guys think about this news or this rumors. Are you guys excited? Do you want Keaton to come back? Do you want Bale to come back? Which do you prefer? And more importantly, are you guys excited for this Flash film? Because it's really been a jumbled mess. So maybe I should talk a little bit more in detail about the Flash film and my expectations. If they do Flashpoint, if they don't do Flashpoint, if it's just Barry sticking his dick into the multiverse, which he does on a regular basis. So many memes of that with Grant Gustin. But not just that, as always, guys, if you want to support me, I got Patreon down in the link below, as well as your Twitters, your Instagrams, your TikToks, and all that fun jazz. But tomorrow I will have up my next video, which is going to be an in-depth analysis of, is Batman, in the comics, the greatest fighter of the DC Universe? This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.